Well, hi guys, and welcome to Not For Nothing Homestead. Let's see, Not For Nothing. Where did the name come from first? It just came to me. It relates a lot to homesteading and the homesteading life, if this is what you choose. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. It's not for the faint of heart. No nap time. No nap time. Sorry, this is not preschool. So it's all not for nothing. A lot of homesteaders do it for their own reasons. They chose this lifestyle for their own reasons. Maybe be it health benefits, be it, they just wanted to get away from the city. And ours is kind of a combination of both. So my husband and I live in North Georgia, on 18 and a smidge acres. And if you are Southern, you know what a smidge is. So we like to hunt. We like to garden. We have many projects going on. We live somewhat off-grid here in North Georgia. I like to cook, and so I'm trying to bring back and incorporate some of the older recipes, older ways of cooking. You're growing your own food, you're trying to do a little bit better, so I'm trying to do a lot of that and incorporate it. I had my husband try fried squash, and he didn't like it. But at least I got him to try it, right? So anyways, so we'll see if I can't sneak it into another meal if he doesn't see this video. And the squash is coming up, so that's a good time to be sneaking it into stuff. So anyways, we moved up here from Florida. What brought us up here? Well, my dad and my stepmother live up here in North Georgia. We were coming up, we were visiting them. We really loved it up here. The more we came up here, the more we just fell in love with North Georgia. I mean, what's not to love, right? So anyways, we kept coming up, and then I think God just put it on our hearts really hard, that we needed to be here, because every trip home, the more we came up, the more trips back, and that's a 6.5 hour drive, okay, from where we lived in Florida to where we are now. That's a long drive for two people to be very, very quiet. So that you're thinking all up in your head, you all up in your own thoughts, and that's how both of us were. But we were both, I really do think God laid it on our hearts that we needed to be up here. We had 4 kids, have 4 kids, sorry, not had, we still have them. We have 4 kids, and they're all pretty much grown and gone. So we found something, and we decided, okay, let's cut and run. Well, my husband was still committed in Florida for a while, so I quit my job. I had a good job, worked with some really great people. I really liked them. Hi, Steffi. Hi, Dahlia. I should have said hi, Steffi, buddy, because they're like one person. They're a couple, study, I guess we'll call them. Okay, anyways. Hi, Haley. Hi, Cindy. Santos. Darnell. Everybody. Hope you're doing well. I really, I enjoyed my job. But I quit my job. I moved up here in a camper. I moved first because, again, my dad was sick. He had some health problems. And I just felt like kind of, that pull in your heart that says, go now. Go spend time with him. That was me. That was it. And again, my husband was still committed, and he said, if you're up for the challenge, we'll take the camper, move you up there. And I was like, yep, I'm up for it. So I have no regrets, none whatsoever. I will tell you, those first few months, well, actually the first year, I mean, there was a lot of phone calls back and forth. There was a lot of stuff he had to walk me through, a lot of catastrophes. Oh my gosh, so many tears. Oh, it was awful. I look back and think I have learned so much since then. So much knowledge I have gained. And he has too. I mean, we've both worked through so many things. And that's what it's all about. You just keep getting out there. You keep trying. And you never give up. Don't give up. If we don't like to call them failures, we'll just call them a learning lesson. Okay, I learned something from that. It didn't work out, but I learned something from it. So as long as you take that knowledge with you and go forward and try again, then you'll do fine in this kind of life. But we just thought that we would start a channel and bring you guys along on our mini adventures. So I hope you enjoy the content that we have, our homesteading life. There's laughs, there's tears, there's a little snippets, a little snipping back and forth, sometimes. But when you want to be real with people, you don't want to show, all rainbows and Gerber daisies. It's not all that. It's really hard, and sometimes you bring out the worst in each other. Sometimes you bring out the best in each other. So it's just how you go along. Sometimes you gotta go along, get along to go along. Something like that. I can't remember how my dad used to say it. Anyways, I will say my dad is no longer with us. He passed away about 4 months after I moved here. So I got to spend 4 months with him. And I will say this in regards to what God puts on your heart and what he says for you to do. When you feel like you're being pulled, you don't think it's God or whatever your beliefs are, he's working inside you. He's laying something on your heart, and he wants you to do it. And I thank him every day for laying that on my heart to move up here, because I wouldn't have had those last 4 months with my dad had I not just gone ahead and cut and run. If I'd have waited for, retirement time at my job or what have, I would have missed out. And one of the best things that happened in that time period, I was about to start a new job, and the girl called me, and it was a small company, and the girl called me and said, listen, I've got strep throat. We can't start tomorrow. And my dad had already planned to come out, and he was going to hunt on our property while I was starting my new job. And so I called him and I said, hey, guess what? I'm not starting tomorrow. So if you come out, we'll get to hunt together. And he was like, all right, I'll see you in a little, I'll see you in the morning. So, he liked to do what he called truck hunting, because my dad was a little bit older, and so he had both of his hips replaced. And so when it got cold, his hips they were metal, or titanium or whatever, it would get really cold. He would say, I'm cold from the inside out, sissy. Or why he called me sissy, I don't know. I don't know, but we went with it. But so he would leave his, drive up to the place on our property where he wanted to hunt, and he would sit there and sit with the truck idling and and his Hardee's biscuit, and I think I can say Hardee's. I hope so, anyways. And he would sit there with the truck running and the heat on. So it was pretty funny. So the next morning, he came out. I heard him. I'd already gotten up. I got up that day, and I was on the porch, and I was getting ready. I had my camo on, had all my stuff, and he said, you can take my bow. He has a crossbow. He said, you can take my bow if you go get in the tree stand. So I did. I was going to get in the one-man tree stand. And I knew I was about to start a job, so I was going to be working a lot up here. And, so I wasn't going to have a whole lot of time to spend with him. So I don't know what happened that morning. I just got up and I was on the porch and I was about to put my boots on. And I dropped to my knees in front of one of the little chairs we had out there. And I said a prayer that, just God, if it's your will, let me get a deer today. This time that my dad and I are spending together means the world to me, means the world to him. I mean, we were both enjoying, each other and spending time together and doing things that we like to do, that we both like. So, I mean, it was a really, really special. So, I said, if it's your will, let me get a deer today while I'm hunting with Dad. That would just mean the world to both of us. So, and of course you always ask it in Jesus' name, because that's the way it goes. You're supposed to do that. So I got up, put my boots on, grabbed his crossbow, went out to the one-man tree stand. Oof. Now that's an adventure. The one-man tree stand. Wow, the seat's like this wide, okay? There's not a whole lot of room. So I'm sitting out there and I hear my dad's truck creeping up the gravel driveway just ever so gently. And I see him up there and I kind of give him a wave because he can see my tree stand from where he was coming. I give him a wave and he's like, can't believe I'm already up there. Well, yeah. So I get up there. I'm up there and he's in his truck, and then all of a sudden 3 deer come walking by. Oh yeah. So I'm like, I got the jitters all. Of course, that's what everybody says. You get that little jittery feeling. You're like, take some deep breaths. So they circled around. I had been eyeballing a deer that we had on our property that we had seen on camera for like a year or better from when we came and looked at the property. And we called her Spotty. She was a piebald. And I really wanted to get her. So I was kind of saving my shot for her. But she wasn't coming. It wasn't in the cards. So the deers that were coming through, they were 3 does that were walking together. And there was one, and she just kept coming back. And she was right in range and right in sight. And I closed my eyes again. And I said, God, if it be your will, just turn her broadside. And he did. And of course I took the shot. And then I wait, a few minutes. My heart's thumping and pounding out of my chest. And I'm like, I can't believe it. Of course, it didn't go right away. So she took off. And so I got down out of the tree stand, knocked on the door. Said, my dad's truck. I said, I got one. He said, what? And I said, yep, I got one. And he said, well, let's go find her. So, oh my goodness, that was a search. It was a search, but I called my dad a hound dog. I said, he had that hound dog nose. So we searched the hillside, mountainside, down the other side of the mountain. And he finally found the blood trail. Not me, him, with his 2 titanium hips. He found the blood trail. And we went over the mountain and down, and she was down on the other side of the mountain. So he came back and got the tractor and went around, because she was in a spot where I couldn't pull her back over the mountain. So he got our tractor and went around and got her, and I pulled her down the side of the hill. And it was a huge adventure. It was, of course, then you go to the processor and you go to lunch and you tell the story like 500 times. And, it turned into, from 100 foot of rope to 200 foot of rope to 250 foot of rope that I grabbed out of the back of the four-wheeler to try to pull her down off the side of the mountain, just pull her with me. So it was actually pretty funny, but that adventure will stay with me forever. And if I had not left, I would not have had that. So just let that be a lesson, a story for you to refer on, something to keep in the back of your mind when you've got something that's laying on your heart that you think you really need to do. Do it. Just do it. So we'll have some videos up for you. We have a greenhouse coming up that's going to be installed. We have, I'm going to go pick some beans tomorrow, some long beans. Oh my gosh, they're like just everywhere. Some tomatoes I'll pick, and maybe do some cooking here in the next couple of days. So hope to get some more videos out for you soon. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the all bell on the bell. Hit the all, and then that way you'll get notified whenever we post up a new video of whatever we're doing. So for now, ta-ta for now. And wow, my ponytail is high, but you know what they say, the higher the hair, the closer to Jesus. So anyways, bye for now.